Boys are in good spirits. I think we're in a good place. Boys have been working quite hard, so looking forward to the challenge on Sunday to try to get through to the next round.
What do you make of this situation where Ante's got in his contract that he's not allowed to coach against you guys, and the club seems to be enforcing it?
Yeah, look, I think that's a bit of a hard question for myself because my job is to coach my team and make sure they're prepared and be able to perform on the weekend. What I can say is that the cup is quite exciting. I think it's a great occasion to go out to Endenza Park and play against Sydney United, who has got a great history. In the old NSL, they've won trophies and produced a lot of players and coaches. So I think we've got to look at it in that way. And I think that's what the cup is about.
Well, from your point of view, I mean, you probably don't care whether he's on the sideline or not, right? Like, it's still his team, his tactics that you're up against.
Yeah, look, for me, it's quite irrelevant. I just need to focus on what I need to do for us to get to the next round.
Is Douglas Costa still, is he on holidays? What's happening?
He's not on holidays. He's got some personal issues that he needs to sort out back in Brazil. We're quite understanding of it, and we know the situation that he's in. And once he gets through that, we expect him to be back.
Okay, and how often are you going to the CEO or Alex Baumgartman talking about potentially signing players?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of work that's happening in the background. A lot of stuff that's happening that we are speaking to certain players that we've identified. It's obviously ticking all those boxes and making sure that we bring in the right players. So, yeah, look, there's a lot of work happening, and hopefully in the next coming weeks or upcoming weeks that we get some signings over the line.
Okay, too late for this game, obviously, but how much faith do you have in the young guys who, at the end of the day, did a job against Wrexham?
Yeah, look, they did a good job against Western United away from home. So, again, the focus is on us and what we need to do, and we want to go all the way with the cup. So, like I said, we're very excited to go out to Endenza and play against a good opposition and hopefully get through the next round.
Yeah, well, Sydney United, I guess you could say they're cup specialists. They were in the final of this competition 2 years ago, and they'll have a good crowd, and they'll be right up for wanting to beat the big guy in town.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely. I think this is a great occasion for these clubs and for these teams. Put themselves in the shop window as well, and they'll do everything to try to win the game and move to the next round as well.
And Harrison Devonish, how long is he out for? And Gus has been here training for years. How ready is he for his chance?
Yeah, Gussie, I think, did well against Western United. We chucked him in the first half against Wrexham as well, and I think he's done a great job. We see huge potential in Gus moving forward. It's disappointing for Harrison, but the luckiest thing for Harrison is that you understand that pre-season is quite long within the A-League competition, so he'll have a chance to get back. I'm thinking around 6 to 8 weeks before Harrison really starts to ramp things up, but we'll go through the process, and look, I'm sure Gus will be quite handy in goals for us.
How much do you think the A-League teams have changed their attitude towards the Australian Cup with the prize money increasing in Asia and a chance to get back to the competition we were in last year?
For us, it's very important. We want to win the cup. We want to get back into Asian football. I think it's very important commercially as well for the club to be in these competitions, and that's what we strive for, to play in, obviously, in our domestic competition and also play in Asia.
Sweet. Vince, anything from you?
Yeah, a few for me. Hey, Elfie, what are your memories of, I'm pretty sure you were involved the last time Sydney FC went to Endenza Park. Good atmosphere, not the most hospitable place in the world though for visiting teams.
No, if I go back to my times of playing, Vince, when I played for Marconi and going out to Endenza Park, back then the pitch was actually grass, and I think Gilligan was the groundsman, and that place was immaculate, so we actually look forward to going out to Endenza Park and playing some games out there. Unfortunately now it's synthetic, like most NPL clubs, because of usage, but like I thought it was a fantastic environment to go in, and quite hostile at times, but I think it'll be quite entertaining.
Do you think this situation with Tezza might actually add to some of the spice in terms of at least the way that their fans will approach this game?
Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm not too sure, Vince. Hopefully it is a spicy game. We want it to be entertaining. That's what the Cup is all about. And like I said, I think that club has got a lot of prestige and a lot of history behind it, and we're looking forward to the game.
And overnight, Vancouver finally announced Thomas Muller as their new signing. I know obviously the club were having a crack there. I'm guessing you're disappointed that you missed out, but also pleased that the club had the ambition to actually have a crack at bringing him to Australia.
Well, as you're aware, Vince, I think Sydney FC has been quite ambitious in the players that it's brought in previously in its history. So, yeah, we definitely did have a crack. Obviously, Muller made a choice to go to Vancouver. But like I said, Alex Bomyahan and our technical core working very hard to bring in players that we believe that can bring us success.
Do you think, obviously, I'm sure he wouldn't have come cheap, but are you able to potentially, throw some decent money at these next options that you'll be able to look at?
Yeah, I think it depends on players, and I think the club looks at it on a commercial value as well, and how much they add to us as Sydney FC and also the competition. So, the board are working very hard. We're working very hard to make sure that we put on a team that, tries to win trophies and also entertains our fans.
Yeah, and just with Douglas, do you have any sort of timeline in terms of when you expect him to be back in Australia?
Yeah, obviously we'd like him back as soon as possible so we can get him on the ground. He's got his program from SCARS that he continues to do whilst he's over there, but he's still not in a team environment, which is very important for us. So as soon as he can handle his situation over there, we expect him to be back as soon as possible and in with the team.
Do you think that's a matter of weeks, days, or is it an open-ended sort of situation?
No, it's not open-ended. I think it's probably more days and probably weeks than anything else. So, I think things are coming really close in the situation that I'm understanding that he's going through there at the moment, but hopefully he can get it sorted as soon as possible.
Yeah, nice. And just finally, with obviously Harrison being out, it looks like a big opportunity is going to come to young Gus in terms of entrenching himself as the number one. There's big raps on him in terms of what he can do as a goalkeeper. Are you excited to see how he handles this next little period for him? Yeah,
definitely. I think this is how careers are made, Vince. Opportunities arise through injuries and suspensions, and Gus has got the opportunity now to take the number one spot and be in between the sticks. So we hold Gus in high regard, and we believe he has huge potential, and hopefully he does well.